All right. Welcome. Welcome. It's been a hot minute, a hot couple days, 2 weeks, I think, since my last live stream. So I'm about due for one. Let me look, let me make sure everything's looking right. Yeah, it looks good. All right. What up? Welcome. Welcome, my dudes, my nerds. Welcome. I know we got Matt Sargent in here. Good evening to you, Mr. Matt Sargent. Boy Allen's in here. Who else we got? I gotta switch back and forth from this multi-stream thing. Austin's in here. What up? So, yeah, it's been probably 2 weeks since my last stream, I believe. I haven't put out too many videos since then. Work. I've just had so much to do at work, and then after I'm done working, I don't feel like doing a video or streaming, so I've kind of been on this like motivation downturn, but I have a couple of projects coming up that should help that out. I have a video that I'm wrapping up probably tonight, maybe tomorrow. So it should be posted, what's today, Wednesday, at least by Friday. Then I have another video I plan on doing this weekend and a couple that I'm just waiting on parts to arrive for. Mainstay, what up? Welcome. Yeah, so you have quite a few projects in the works that should be fun. James, what up? Welcome. Welcome to the stream. I do have one project in particular that I'm hype about. It's only hypothetical right now. Because I hypothetically got these two processors in. These are both Xeon, what's the exact model? Xeon E5 2698s V3s. I got two of these in, and those are 16 cores each. So let's do some math together. 16 cores plus 16 cores, 32 cores, and hyper-threaded, so 64 cores. That is going to be fun. So yeah, obviously I'm doing a 32 core 64 thread build with a dual socket X99 Jinyu Chinese motherboard that I have to wait for it to come in. And I think it's going to be like one of my first videos that a lot of my videos have a purpose, right? So it's either to test something and arrive at some type of conclusion, or review something and arrive at a conclusion, or to just, teach how to do something. I think this is going to be my first video where I'm just doing this for fun. There's no real outcome. I'm not trying to teach anybody anything. I just wanted to build a 64 threaded server and see how that goes. So I think it'll be fun. It'll be very casual. So we'll see how that goes. I'm still waiting on the parts. What's the difference between Xeon? What's the difference between Xeon and a regular Intel processor? I use AMD, so I wouldn't know. So regular Intel, meaning like their Celeron, Pentium, i3, i5, i7 lineup, their consumer brand, is exactly that. It's meant for consumers. Whereas their Xeon line is for servers and for companies looking to build up large infrastructures. It's their consumer lineup. So AMD has their Ryzen at the consumer level, and then they have their EPYC at the server level. But AMD has kind of something that Intel doesn't have anymore with Threadripper, that kind of medium in between lineup between consumers and professional environments. Intel used to have their, what was it, high-end desktop HEDT line, which was their extreme platform that kind of sat between Xeon and their consumer brand, but they've seemed to do, or at least it seems that they've done away with that. And from recent articles and Linus's video today, it seems like AMD is doing away with not necessarily Threadripper, but they're shifting it more towards the professional space and less towards the consumer by removing Threadripper or just appending Pro to the name. So they're only doing the Pro lineups of Threadrippers. But long story short, the difference is usually you get more PCI lanes with Xeon. You get ECC RAM support with Xeon. The chipsets that they work with have more server-based features, higher or more NICs built in, IPMI, just server-grade stuff that consumers really don't care about, and usually they're more expensive. So, Shudonk, hola, welcome. Welcome from Twitch land. I just built a 24-core EPYC home server with 256 gigabytes of RAM. It's pretty nice. So I've been kicking around the idea of upgrading. So I had two options recently. I was either going to upgrade my EPYC server from 128 gigs to 256 gigs, or I was going to upgrade my personal computer and my editing machine from 64 gigs to 128 gigs. And I went with the personal computer. So that RAM kit comes in Friday. So we'll be doing away, well, not doing away, but I'll be replacing the 64 gigabyte kit in there with 128 gigabytes, which should be really cool for my Premiere workflow. Patrick Fleming, what up, man? Welcome. I'm glad you caught us at the beginning of the stream this time. I felt like the last two times you jumped in, we were just ending. So I'm glad to see you towards the beginning. Who else? Anything else? Tyler, man, beat me to it. LOL. What did I win something? But yeah, anything else? Anything else cool coming up? Anything? I know it's been 2 weeks since I've done a live stream. I'm trying to think of what, if anything cool has happened in that time. We can talk about the Apple announcement the other day. The Apple product, I forget what they called it. Whatever, product showcase the other day. So anybody, I know, I feel like Apple's a weird thing to talk about. Some people are like, oh, if you talk about Apple, you're a fanboy or whatever. It's like, no, I think they just make good products. I run Windows, I run Linux. I have an iPad, I have an iPhone, so I'm kind of whatever works, you know? But anyway, Apple the other day showcased a few new products, which are pretty sweet. Joe, what up? Welcome, Joe. Appreciate you stopping by. But anyway, Apple released or announced a couple new products. The main one being the Mac Studio, which was I guess we can as well just take a look at it. So let's just go directly to Apple Store. So the Apple Studio with the M1 Ultra chip, which looks pretty nutty. They made a bunch of claims comparing it directly to a 3060 Ti, and in some cases a 3090 even, which, man, if it can go toe-to-toe with a 3090 in some workloads, that is insane. So let's see, let's take a look. I wanted one so bad, but the realistic side of me was like, I don't need this. I have my main setup that works perfectly fine for everything. This is cool, and anybody looking to get has no workstation looking to get into editing, this is a very compelling little device here. Oh yeah, I heard about the new Apple product earlier today. Yeah, these things are nuts. I saw you in LSU sweatshirt in a video I watched earlier. Are you from Louisiana? Yes, I am from Louisiana. I am from a small town called Abita Springs. You may have heard of the beer, Abita. That's where I'm from. Yep, looks like we already have a bot spammer. Can somebody get that? One of my mods. Is anybody? Looks like Alan's the only mod in here. I'm gonna have to mod some people. Throw some more mods in here. Let's see, who else? Who else can we mod? Oh, he got him. Alan got him. But moving forward, let's go Patrick, Mainstay, Matt Sargent. You guys are always around, Austin. If you guys see any foolishness going on, you are now free to zap them out of existence. But yeah, so this thing is nuts, man. So when they were announcing it, I was expecting, I didn't really know what to expect with the price. So in a vacuum, this isn't cheap. Obviously, I'm not going to sit here and say $2,000 is cheap, and obviously $4,000 is not cheap. But with the performance you get out of these things, these are very compelling machines for the price. And I do like, for editors, especially, the Apple ecosystem, simply because you have access to the three main video editing platforms in DaVinci Resolve, Premiere Pro, and Final Cut. So you can, if you're in the Apple ecosystem, you can pick any of the major video editing softwares and use them. Whereas me, I obviously can't use Final Cut Pro on my main machine. I have a M1 MacBook Air that I could, but with this, the whole thing was the M1 Max was already so impressive, seeing what it could do in a laptop with the MacBook Pro, and people were just like mind blown, like, oh my God, this M1 Max chip is beating out my desktop system in rendering. And then they come out here and release this Ultra chip, which is essentially two Max chips that are fused, and it's quite literally what it is. They took two Max chips and have, forget what they call it. It's not Infinity Fabric. It's some term they used, to where you essentially just have two of them, and it sees it as one chip. And this thing is supposedly a monster. So I can't wait to see some reviews on this stuff because it looks freaking sweet. Let's see. I have friends in Abita Springs. Go Tigers, hell yeah. I have friends in Abita Springs. I'm living in Lafayette now. Nice. Yeah, Abita Springs, small town. I grew up there, and eventually went to Baton Rouge for LSU, and then over to Texas after I graduated. J-Rock, what up? Don't zap me. Yeah, nobody zap J-Rock. Jason's here. What up? Jason's lab. Welcome, Jason. How's your fancy new Aruba access point treating you? About the dock. The dock is in. Sorry I'm late. You are late for the dock standards. The dock's usually here like before I am. So late for dock standards, still early because we haven't really done anything yet. We're warming up. We're warming up. I think x86 is ever going to catch up with ARM, or will Microsoft Linux have to move over? That is a very, very good question, and probably deserving of its own video, honestly. That is a really good question. I I don't know. If you would have asked me that question, if you would have posed, let's back up a little bit. So before Apple came out with their M1 chip, ARM was seen and it's still seen by a lot of people as a low power, um, cost effective platform that is mainly used in only mobile devices. And while you were seeing smartphones and tablets using ARM processors get pretty powerful, they were still so far behind your entry level x86 processors. Um, but when Apple released the M1, and when I heard that Apple is releasing their own silicon for desktop and laptop or for desktop and laptop systems, I was like, okay, this is going to be a huge transition. They're going to take a huge step back in terms of performance. It's going to be brutal. And then the M1 chip came out, and everyone was like, what? Like, how are we seeing this kind of performance on an ARM chip? And since then, they've taken steps further and further, and now we're getting into situations where this tiny device with a single chip is taking on massive x86 based systems with dedicated graphics, all in an ARM um, platform. So, a long way of saying I have no idea, man. I really don't. So, Intel has taken, I believe, the step that they need to with this big little system where they can have different level of cores. They have their performance cores and their efficiency cores, where they can pack in more power and do it more efficiently, because a lot of processors, it's not really, I mean, you could make an x86 processor, they can make it larger and suck more power, but at the end of the day, you have to power it and you have to cool it. And there's only so much give and take with that. So if they can continue to make it more powerful and more efficient, then obviously there's more headroom. But with ARM, I have no idea where the limit is right now because it's so brand new in this environment. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting next few years. That is for sure. Luckily, I bought a bunch of Apple stock back in the day. Um, the Aruba AP22 is smoking fast, 800 megabits per second over Wi-Fi 6. Nice. That is blazing. To echo Twitch, I go, what do the did I miss one? When do M2 chips get released? There is no set release date for that. They did at the end of the announcement yesterday tease that there was one more device in the stack that they have yet to release, and that is the Mac Pro. So if they're cramming this much power into their Mac Mini Pro, as MKBHD alluded to in his video, it'll be crazy to see what they can throw into a Mac Pro. So we shall see. It'll probably be by September where they do what's their big hardware announcement. They do one in the spring, and then they do another one in the fall. So in the fall, we'll probably see a Mac Pro, and it'll probably be freaking insane. I drank a lot of Abita Amber when I lived in New Orleans, but a lot more Guinness. You lived in New Orleans, Patrick? I didn't know that. That's dope. A lot of people ask me, so I lived in New Orleans up until I was like 6 years old, so I don't really count it. But when people usually ask where I'm from, I'll say New Orleans because it's easier. And they always ask, do you ever plan on like going back to live in New Orleans? I'm like, no, never. I like visiting it. I have friends there. I will go visit it, but yeah, not a place where I want to live. The fact you can easily get Windows compiled for ARM is what tells me ARM is coming mainstream of Windows land. I mean, large corporations for the most part aren't stupid when it comes to adapting and realizing where trends are going because stubbornness can eventually lead to your downfall. And I've just realized I have this current GPU still on here. It can lead to your downfall. So yeah, they're seeing the trends. They know what's going on. All these things, these products that get released, you have to understand are years in development. It's not like Apple woke up when they released M1 in 2020. It's not like they decided at the end of 2019, like, shit, guys, we should probably make an ARM chip. So these things have been in motion for years and years. So you got to decide, are you committing to sticking your ground, or are you seeing where the trends are going and trying to jump on? Because if you don't make the right call, it's money. Yeah, phrase it wrong. ARM caught up. Suppose Apple can make the devs move, and it'll be something else to support from Microsoft. Yeah, I mean, Apple did it. I mean, Apple did what they said they were going to do. They were tired of Intel being reliant on Intel hardware, and they said, you know what, fuck it, we're doing our own shit. And now they did, and it's freaking impressive. Regardless of what you think about Apple as a company, they have regained their early 2000s level of innovation these days when it comes to hardware and development. So pretty impressive. Blade Man 7, Rowell in the house. What up, Blade Man 7? Welcome. Okay, let's actually jump into it. I went off on a pretty long tangent there, but that's okay because this is a live stream and who cares? Actually, I haven't even opened my drink yet. Yum. Okay, so the plan for today, like the stream title says, is we're going to try out Yacht. What Yacht is how they describe it right here, is a container management UI with a focus on templates and one-click deployments. So the first time I even saw Yacht was when I did my Open Media Vault video. And with, what's the newest one? Open Media Vault 5? I can't remember if it's 5 or 6. I think it's 5. With Open Media Vault 5, their default like Docker orchestrator that they have packaged is Yacht. And I was like, that's weird. Because previously it was Portainer. So I was confused. I was like, what the hell is Yacht? So I kind of looked it up just to make sure, just to confirm it. I'll reiterate this. I typed this earlier in the chat. For these live streams where I'm trying something, I like to go in as blind as possible. Obviously, I look up a little bit beforehand so I know obviously that what it is and if it's worth doing a stream on, but I don't do too much research because I want this to be a full experience. So if you're coming to the stream like, oh yeah, Brett's going to show us the latest and greatest and all the cool techniques with Yacht. It's like, no, I don't know anything about Yacht. That's what this stream is for. That's what my streams are always for. They're for trying things, learning. And if you haven't been to my streams, a very common theme is that something always goes wrong in a Raid Owl live stream. Even when the simplest things I'm trying to do, we will always have something go wrong. So I think I've yet to have a stream where something didn't go wrong. So, you know, that's just how it be. What are we sipping on today? One of my friends brought these over for like a party we had, and they're so freaking delicious. You can make fun of me all you want, but these shits right here are tasty. These Cayman Jack, like, I don't know what they're called, freaking premium malt beverages. I got like the 12 pack comes with 4 flavors. They're freaking delicious, man. It's like if you like seltzers, but you like actual flavor and things. So I've been drinking these lately. Yes, I know it's not a craft beer. It's not a nice imperial stout. It's not a fancy cocktail, but I like them. Okay. Uh someday the thing that goes wrong will be that nothing goes wrong and spoils your streak. I would be very okay with that streak ending. I assure you that I am perfectly fine with my streak of things going wrong ending. So don't feel bad if nothing goes wrong. Schlitz and Bartles and James. Roll up at the Cleavers and Bartles and James. Nah, no Bartles and James. But close, dude. These shits are good, dude. Um, all right. So back to Yacht. Again, I haven't done much research, so we're gonna go through this together. I think the plan is I'm gonna throw this on my main server. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me do this. Did that work? No? Okay, there we go. Do. We're in. So I think right now I have Portainer running as a VM. I think for this one, we're going to do it as a container. We're going to throw it in like a Ubuntu server container because they're just way faster to spin up. So let's first look at how, I assume it's very similar to, yeah, it's very similar to Portainer. You have to have Docker installed first, and then you just run Yacht as its own Docker container. So, let me make sure I'll go through all the right avenues. All right, create container. Password is going to be password. Template. Let's do, I should just have a standard. Is there Ubuntu 2104? We'll just throw it on this. Let's give it, I don't know, like 32 gigs. 4 cores. I'll do 4 gigs of RAM with 4 gigs of swap. Fair enough. Static IP. Let's give it, I hope that one's not being used. Let me check. Let me make sure that that isn't being used by anything. That's not it. I can't show you this stuff. It says public IP or public IPs in it, but one second, just finding me a nice. A nice IP I can throw at it. Did y'all see pfSense, the new Netgate pfSense box, the 4100? It looks really nice. Too bad it's like $600. So that might be a no from me, dog. Yeah, it looks like we're good on 200. Okay. If you want a craft themed tech channel, go to the other one. This is the Raid Owl. Yeah, go to the one I'm literally wearing a shirt for. Can you do a stream on doing a Mac VM and Proxmox? I have a video on setting up a Hackintosh. but it's not in Proxmox. So I have one. I have my Mac OS running, or it's not running right now, but I do have one. I'm surprised I haven't done a video on that, to be honest. ABHI, is that Abhi? Did I say that right? Did I pronounce that right? Abhi? I'm a backend dev and I'm learning a lot about networks and PCs from your channel here and there. Awesome, man. That really, really is awesome to hear when people come to the channel and genuinely say that they've learned something from my channel. It's so strange to me because I don't consider myself like an expert on anything, but if anything I do helps people to learn something or to get them involved in doing home servers or networking or whatever, that's just awesome to me. So cool, really cool to hear. Hopefully you can learn more from my future videos. Okay, what are we missing? What are we missing? Oh, the gateway. Oh, I'd have to do, yeah, subnet. Okay. DNS, host settings, that's fine. Let's start it. All right. I didn't know you were wearing a craft computing shirt. Neat. Yes. Craft computing. Patrick, that's awesome. I came here to learn some modern stuff and update my 2006 era Linux home server skill set, which was getting a little stale. Man, things are so easy now. Linux getting so much more popular for consumers and home server users. It's so easy to do things these days with Docker becoming a thing. It's freaking insane. Alan is too quick. You don't need anyone. Did he zap somebody? Did someone get zapped? To Michael Payne, looking to convert an old PC into a hypervisor NAS with ZFS. Is TrueNAS Scale's performance bad enough that I should just stick with Proxmox? I haven't done an extensive test on TrueNAS Scale's performance yet. I have seen people post that they are experiencing really bad performance hits when going from core to scale. Most notably, Tom Lawrence from Lawrence Systems, huge network channel. If you've never heard of Lawrence Systems and you're interested in networking stuff, that dude's the GOAT. Go check his channel out. But he reached out to me and we were talking about TrueNAS Scale, and he was showing me some of the results he got from migrating from core to scale, and it was like cutting his read speeds for some pools in half and even lower. So they're aware of that over at IX Systems, and they are investigating it. But I would hold off a little bit if you're going full production into ZFS scale until at least the performance issues are fixed. Then I'd say go for it, because scale, while it is in its infancy, it is just in its first iteration. Does have a lot of amazing NAS features, and they've kind of stepped their game up from the FreeBSD version of Core into Linux, where you can use Docker and combine with TrueCharts. You can get a whole bunch of like one-click deployment of stuff, so it's awesome. Holy crap. Abhi, thank you for the donation, man. I said, yes, you said my name right. Thanks for the awesome videos. I sincerely appreciate you. That is awesome. But yeah, if you're coming here to learn, I hope you can learn a bunch from my videos. I have a couple coming out that I think will be fun, also informative. So stay tuned, man. But I appreciate you dropping the donation. What did I miss? What did I miss? You guys are going off. I was posting a link not allowed. See my last post above. I don't know if people are allowed to post links. I don't know if that's a setting I have on or not. But if you want to post links, go to the Discord. We have a Discord. Link is down in the description, and you can hop in there and share some links. I'm always in there hanging out. Run TrueNAS in a VM through Proxmox. That's also an option. That's what I personally do. I have TrueNAS, as you can see, running here in a virtual machine, and that's running core. Let me get through some of these last chats. We'll dive right back into it. Was it loud? Oh, because my desktop audio is turned up. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. My fault. I had the desktop audio up from the last one, and I think that carried over to the alert, because I think the alert uses, yeah, I think the alert uses the desktop audio. My bad, guys. I turned it down. Whoops. Let's see. Tom Lawrence prefers XCP&G for hypervisor. I'm leaning towards Proxmox for a new install, heavily based on your videos. Yeah, the reason I've watched so many of Tom's videos and I've become a fan of his channel is because he's so involved in pfSense and TrueNAS, which I am as well. So that is what brought me to his channel. Yes, guys, I know it's loud. I'm sorry. What the heck was that? Scared the shit out of me. That was a donation scream battle cry. Oh, shit. Whoops. Okay, let's hop into our our container. Okay, so this is just a standard Ubuntu. So let's get Docker installed. Let's go through. I always have to look this up because there's a certain way you have to do it on Ubuntu. We don't have any old versions. Apt-get updates. Let's just run that. So I know there's going to be an update since this is an older version. Or an upgrade, but we'll get to that. Sudo blah, blah, blah. So all these prereqs, some of this should be installed by default, perhaps. That is not what I wanted. Can I really not? Are you kidding me? You're really not going to let me paste in here from... There we go. All right. Oh, man. Good evening, lads. That is coming from... I'm going to butcher this name so bad. Oh, God. Simoris? Simoris? Oh, God. I probably butchered that so hard. Give me the phonetic sounding out of it, because I know I butchered that bad. You should block, yeah, I usually do block out my keyboard, but this one I literally just set to password, so I don't care if you guys see me type in password. Heck underscore, welcome, what up? Install Docker, add this to PPA. What am I missing? C Maurice? Is that your guess, Alan? Keem, what up? He says, just set up a VLAN for my lot of devices with pfSense on a 3100 and Unify's ACs. The Wi-Fi network is mad buggy. Are you running the Unify controller to do, because I know people do combine pfSense with Unify equipment. I've just never looked too much into it, so I don't have much experience mixing those. I wish I could provide more insight on that, but I don't have much experience with Unify's equipment. Okay, we are in. We are in. We have these installed. We got to do this step. Apparently didn't like when I control C the last time. Don't know why. Okay. We will set up the stable repository. And then we should just be able to run an update and then install. All right. And away we go. LC, long-time viewer, first-time caller, welcome. LC. Okay, so LC clearly stands for stands for Linux coconut. It's clearly what it is. Don't ask me how I know that, but boom, got it. Installing Docker can't just be done with sudo app install Docker. It has to be done in a special way. Yeah, don't ask me why, why you have to do it this way, but yeah. Yeah, I'm using the controller. It's actually working somewhat. Phones and laptops are connected and get the right VLAN addresses, but IoT devices have issues. Is it issues obtaining an IP or is it issues connecting to the internet? Okay, so we're in. We have Docker. Bada bing, bada boom. So now we can just do this. Create a volume. This is very similar to Portainer. And then we, oh God. And then we install Yacht. Go, go, go. It's actually my initials LOL, but I love Linux. I love Linux Coconut. All right, everybody, from here on out, LC is now known as Linux Coconut. We welcome our tropical overlord. Simoris, do you reckon TrueNAS scale could potentially replace Proxmox in the future? Don't want to start a war or anything. Asking for personal opinion. No, dude, that's a perfectly reasonable thing to ask and to have questions about. So, both have very, very big similarities, being that they both are based on Linux. They're both hypervisor operating systems, and they both use ZFS by default. But then there's the differences where TrueNAS Scale is designed more to be a NAS system first, and then a hypervisor. Whereas Proxmox is designed to be more of a hypervisor first, then a NAS system. Where I can see TrueNAS kind of taking over and becoming a bit more popular for hypervisor first users is their integration with Docker and their apps. Proxmox doesn't have that. They have their Linux containers. They use LXC, which, while being efficient and kind of easy to do, isn't as robust and as customizable as Docker is. So if TrueNAS Scale can fix some of their performance issues and some of their just, stability, their focus more on their virtualization GUI and features, then I think there's a strong chance that they could see a lot more competitive, or seem a lot more competitive with Proxmox when it comes to the hypervisor space. Rippy, welcome. I saw you join a little while ago. I forgot to shout you out, man. Welcome. LC is named after LC Fiber Center. That's what I choose to believe. Well, there you go. We have a man of many origin stories. LM Linux Mint. There you go. That could be one. Issues obtaining IP. I think it's because they are looking for 2.4 gigahertz network. When I enable only 2.4 gigahertz, nothing is able to get an IP. Is it only... Yeah, that's... if you have questions, Keem, Discord, down in the comments, or down in the description. Join over there. I'm in there all the time. People come in asking questions. For the most part, I try to do what I can to help. This is one of the things we can possibly take a look at together. But yeah, I can understand how frustrating network problems can be, for sure. VMware is used by more people than both TrueNAS and Proxmox. Yeah, VMware, I feel like, is more geared towards like enterprise level users, where Proxmox and TrueNAS are very popular more for like the home lab person, the person just kind of messing around with their own systems just within their home network. I do have to get around to trying VMware though, ESXi, and I got to do XCP-ng. I got to do all of it. What do you see having more support from community and their supporting companies, TrueNAS Scale or Proxmox? The TrueNAS community is very... I feel like the TrueNAS community is way more open and inviting than the Proxmox community. I don't... That's not like a ding on Proxmox or anything. I really like using Proxmox, but they're not perfect. I would definitely say TrueNAS does a much better job when it comes to the community, and kind of being transparent with their users. ESXi, we got two, Jason and Shudong. Yeah, no, I got to get around to it. It's not that I think ESXi is bad or anything. It's just I haven't gotten around to it. I swear. So, okay, we have it running, right? It's running on port 8000. So, theoretically, oh no, it's got a, what is its IP? It's not using, oh yeah, it's 200. I thought it was using the host IP. Whoops. That makes sense. All right. Yacht, dark mode. Immediately, right off the bat, dark mode. I don't know if it's just borrowing the theme of my browser or what. Probably is. Okay, so let's go back here. We're gonna go through there. We're gonna walk through their startup guide so that we can give them all benefits of the doubt when we inevitably mess something up. So we're gonna step through it properly. Gamer Cat, welcome. Feel like it's been a while. Welcome back. Meow. What up? I immediately installed a dark theme for Proxmox when I installed it. Something about the light mode in Proxmox doesn't bother me as much as other light mode things do. I kind of like the light mode in Proxmox. Maybe I'm a serial killer. Who knows? Okay, once you're login page, you can log in with the username admin@yacht.local and password is pass. Really? They couldn't just do admin? I'm just gonna try admin. Really? Admin at, what was it? Yacht.local. We're in. Is that what they named my container? Sad Arting Heli. Usually it's like a word. What the hell is Arting Heli? Okay, here is the Yacht dashboard. So let's pull up my Portainer instance and we can do like kind of a comparison type dealio thing going on. Is that my password? Yes. Okay, so here is yield Portainer dashboard. So immediately, right off the bat, which one do you guys like better? What dashboard do you guys, what do you think looks better? I do like how it immediately gives you stats here. Whereas you have to kind of go into, drill down into the containers in Portainer. So I do kind of like this. It's very simple. Not that that's a bad thing. Couldn't catch the last stream. No worries, no worries. Oh, Zap. Got him instantly, dude. SK, serial killer. Nah, if I was SK, it would stand for uh Sauce King. That was weird. Let's pretend I didn't say that and move on. That never happened. This is all a dream. The doc, beat me to it, dude. He's too fast. Alan's got the quickest hands. Brendan, welcome. Welcome from Twitchland. Appreciate you stopping by, my man. And thank you for the follow. Yacht looks better than Portainer so far. The lightning clacks. Keyboard go clack, clack, clack. Super custard. That just sounds gross. Is it still possible to virtualize core even without an HBA and pass through the individual drives? Yes. You can do that. There's a very good guide. I think I have it bookmarked, honestly, in my... I have it saved somewhere. I gotta look it up. There's a good guide on passing through individual disks directly through without using an HBA. So you can do it. I prefer to look a lot Yacht over Portainer. To be honest, just follow the install docs. Yeah, it's I think it was on Portainer's official guide. I can't remember. I thought I saved it, but it's not very difficult. I did it on I can't remember which live stream I did it on, but I did it live on stream once. Okay, we are in Yacht. This isn't, oh, it is clickable. Whoa, okay. So you can click on it. I don't like that it defaults to that, but okay. Give some information about the container, the storage on it. It is a bind type. That's pretty cool. I do like this. I do like this little storage section that shows you all the different storages you have and the types. Environment variables. Labels. Any options? Obviously start, stop, restart, kill. Networking. Is there any networks that it's on? Ports. And just general information. I kind of like this. Any processes that it's using? Or is this just in general? So this is processes, okay, within, okay, that are being used by the container. That's pretty cool. Logs, stats. I do kind of like this. I think I'm zoomed in too much. I feel like that looks better. Yeah, that looks much better. Okay. Yeah, I kind of like that. So, is there a way to keep this? Whatever. Okay, so what they say in with Yacht and whatever. Okay, so we have. Okay, so set up template variables. We'll set up template variables so that if you're using a template, all your files mounted in the correct place. Click on the settings. Okay, what exactly is this? Settings. Template variables. Oh, okay. So they have built-in variables when you're spinning up. Oh, that's pretty cool. So if I'm understanding this correctly, they have these template variables that are defined, and you can specify like a static location, for example. It's like if you have a static location for all your music, if you're doing multiple like media servers, you have one for your media, if you're downloading music, podcasts, I assume there's like movies and TV, if you're doing like Plex or something, you can set up that location here. And instead of typing in that full location every single time, you can just use these variables, which is pretty cool. Neat. What?
Nothing. I don't like your new setup because I can't.
You can't read it?
I can't look at what you're looking at without like.
I'm looking at a bunch of nerds. That's what I'm looking at. A bunch of nerds.
Ooh, yeah.
Which flavor do you think I have? Can't look.
Margarita.
Nope. It's margarita.
I guess you're right.
Nope. If I use Docker containers ever, I would probably go with the Yacht because the GUI looks a bit cleaner from what I've seen from Portainer. You don't use Docker? Shit. I love me some Docker. I assume RAM. Oh, or you're talking about any idea on the performance hit is from virtualizing core versus running ZFS bare with Proxmox. I don't think there is any real performance hit, to be honest. The rule of thumb that I've heard is you want 1 gigabyte of RAM per 1 terabyte of storage you're using in ZFS. You can get by with using less if you're not heavily using these pools, but that's generally what I've heard. You don't have to follow that. It's not like if you're hosting 30 terabytes worth of data that you have to have 30 gigabytes of RAM assigned to it or your system explodes or something. That's not the case, but I've heard that's kind of the rule of thumb for a lot of people. But yeah, okay, this looks pretty cool. So let's see. Theme. Ooh. What is this even changing? Oh, okay. Purple. I don't like that. Go back. Take me back. I don't like it. I like that. Looks good. Background. We are going to get funky up in this bitch. Hype. Let's go. Foreground. Red. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. All right, guys. Scale of 1 to 10. How good does this look? Yacht's GitHub hasn't seen activity in over 1 year, really? Are they just active somewhere else? What about their Docker hub? A year ago. Yeah, maybe it's just like straight dead in the water, dude. That is a long time. I assume this is the one that I pulled, right? What image is this? Is that a thing? Docker image list. Docker image ls. Oh yeah, that's what I did. There we go. Created 9 months ago. So the image I'm using, I believe, is the latest, right? 69 out of 10. 1. Joe Beasley gave me a 1. Yes, looks pretty bad. We're going to go back to... Wait, what was this even before? It was like a nice... Yeah, we'll do a nice gray. Actually, yeah. Yeah. That looks good. All right, let's get out of here before I mess something else up. Okay. So the thing is with these applications, they claim Yacht is good for just one-click adding of applications. This looks very much like TrueNAS. Probably using the same bootstrap template. Do I not have... Oh, from a template. No templates found. Add one. Okay. Okay, we got to look into, okay, templates. What is this? So, the way this works, dude, getting started. Okay, we did that. Adding a template, click on the folder icon and a new template. If you do not have a template added yet, it'll get recommended that you add one that I maintain for Yacht. Once you've entered a name and URL, click submit. Now that you're on the view. Okay, but where are... What is this? It's just a JSON. Like what? AirSonic. AirSonic is okay, but where's like, I thought oh, is this a bunch of, oh shit, this is a bunch of different ones. Okay, so here's a shit ton of them. Can I just throw this one JSON file at... I want like a list. I want like a list of apps. I was hoping I could just import like a bunch. I don't think I can do that. Oh God, that was a prank. Maybe I can? Master? Nope. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. So a template, I guess, can be a list of apps or just a single app itself. But here's the master list. And here you have just a bunch of standard services. Looks like it's got all your essentials. Nginx Proxy Manager. OpenVPN. Pi-hole, of course. Plex. Prometheus. Sonar, radar, sync thing. Transmission, Vault Warden. It's got a whole bunch of stuff in this default one, which is pretty cool. Time for a full-on hot dog stand. Yacht is an open VPN. Oh, I was like, wait, what? Not sure he can get bits until yeah. Yeah, I'm not a Twitch, so I dual stream on YouTube and Twitch. So most of the interaction comes from YouTube, but I know a lot of people are on Twitch and it's kind of easier, like once you get going on Twitch, to build up a following. So I've kind of been dual streaming to both. So yeah. That is to keep the image from being flagged outdated. It's an automated build. Interesting. The self-hosted Pro on Docker Hub says it's updated 3 months ago. Oh, and you're saying that's to keep the image from being flagged outdated. Interesting. Try Terraform next. Second best Docker orchestrator next to Kubernetes. Why are those two monitors in the back always on in your videos? Because A, I like how it looks. B, if they're off, it provides like a reflection, which doesn't look very good. And C, if I need to turn around and do something, like check out what's going on here in Discord land, I can. Boom. Sorry, text message. Terraform. Okay, I'll throw that on the list next. So, okay, this is their way of doing apps, whereas I like it much better in Portainer because you get to use Docker Compose, which I think is much better. But you can, so projects, that is something I haven't looked into yet. We'll get to there. We'll get to that. So I'm not the biggest fan of this. I think this is kind of strange how a template is a list of apps. Maybe that's just my brain being weird, but that seems strange. I guess if we wanted to do a file browser, which is really good service. If you've never used file browser, it's really, really simple, really lightweight. Okay, so the way you do it is, I guess, you can go in here. Can you edit any of this? So it all comes by default. Here on the host, you can see it's using those variables, which I think is really cool. You can set those to whatever you want. I do like that. But I assume I have to go in. Wait, can I not edit? So I think to edit them, you actually have to go into you have to go back to templates. You have to update. No. Can I really, wait. Can I really not edit things? Hold on. I gotta be missing something here. I gotta be missing something, right? Uh, we're missing something, right, guys? Yes, I see all this, but can I really not? So I see where the ports are specified in the template, but I assumed you could like modify it before deploying, unless I have to click deploy. Okay. So I guess you have to click deploy first, and then we'll call this file browser. Why would I have to fill out the image? Shouldn't the image... Wait, what? Why wouldn't the image be auto-populated? Yeah, like why? I gotta be missing something here. Deploy. Am I dumb? Am I the big dumb? Like, am I missing something? Like, all the things from the template are gone. All right, let's see. It's saying like something about my session is... Maybe I need to... No, I'm still logged in. Maybe it's just something with that one. What other one am I familiar with? Let's see. We can try a guacamole. Yeah, look. So guacamole works. Heimdall works. File browser. Okay, I guess that was a bug. Okay, this is good. This is what I expected. Here's, okay, we can now edit what port it's on. So say we wanted to move this, instead of it being 8082 to like 8090, we can do that. If we want to put it on a specific network, we shouldn't have, I mean, it should be bridged by default. Wait, is that even going to work? I don't like that nothing was there in the networking. Okay, it's saying that we are running. Did we not type 8090? Oh, there we go, host port. Okay. We're in. I don't have two-factor authentication on. Interesting. Okay. I mean, that was once the bug was kind of resolved. Okay, that might have been just a bug. Let's look past that. Not including the bug. This isn't bad. This isn't bad. It's different than Portainer. There's a lot of information here. I don't think it's presented in the best. The GUI could maybe use a little work. It might look cleaner, like it look more modern than Portainer's, but I think Portainer's is a bit more polished, I would say. Portainer's isn't perfect by any stretch either, so this isn't bad. This isn't bad. So another thing in resources, I should just be able to manually add volumes. You can do that. This is legitimately the same like bootstrap template as TrueNAST. It's like the same thing. Let's see if we can create a volume to connect to my Plex SMB share. That was weird. I clicked enter and it created it, I guess, but okay, that was a little jank. A little bit. Okay. Like I said, it needs some polishing. It needs some polishing, but it hasn't been updated in 9 months, so it probably won't get any polishing. Wait, what is... Oh, you can only create... So I was hoping you could create a volume in the GUI that used like sifts to do to bind to your SMB share, but I don't think Portainer can do that either. I've had to do that through the CLI when I've done that in Docker. So that's no different. And now I can't delete it. Oh, it's deleted. I think we're starting to see a theme here. And it makes me question why Open Media Vault switched from Portainer to Yacht by default. So you can't even use compose either, right? Unless they're... Where is it? So you can use YAML. But yeah, this isn't... Huh? It's close to compose, right? It's close. Yeah. Is this? I can't tell. I feel like it's missing some things. It looks very similar to compose. Maybe I need a VPN for YouTube as it won't let me dono from my country. Love the vids and love the streams. Oh man, don't worry about it if it's having issues. I don't know what's going on with that, but if you can't do it through YouTube, there's other means. There's PayPal. You can just join through Discord. There's other ways of donating if you want to go that route, but don't feel like you have to put in a lot of effort to do it. Just being here and hanging out is more than enough. But yeah, I guess it's kind of composy. So what happens? Okay, let's take a compose. Let's take one of my let's do an easy one. I think Handbrake uses a pretty simple. No, it does use an external. I want a very simple. I guess we could. Okay, so we'll see if file browser, so it wants to spin up a service. So we could, I don't think it's similar enough. Image user ports. Screw it, see what happens. So let's take a, so you need a type and a title. So we'll add our own template, I guess. Wait, no, wait, can I not just add custom? Wait. Wait, what? I don't want to add a URL. I just want to add the plain text of the template. Okay. So it says single app templates are surrounded by multi-app. I don't care how to write JSON. I want to know how to add a template. Like a settings, template variables, templates, add. I gotta be missing something here. Like you can only add a template through a URL? That can't be right. I gotta be missing something here. All right, look, their GitHub. Uh-huh. 18 million Docker pulls? Where do you see their last oh, May 31st, 2021. Uh-huh. Well, I don't think this is a actively supported project anymore. So I guess we learned that today. I don't think it's a bad project. I see potential in it. But why on earth, if I want to create a template, can I not just paste the actual YAML somewhere? Okay, what are projects? Maybe that's something redeeming. Hold on. Projects. Oh, look. Docker Compose. Why would you call it projects? Docker Compose projects are container orchestration to help. Okay. Yacht provides an in-browser Docker Compose editor as a way to manage them easily via Projects tab in the Yacht UI. The easiest way to get started is to find the project you want to launch. Then click the plus button in the project center. This will create a new folder. So for its latest versions. Okay. Okay. So if we did like, this one is called File Browser, and this will be our Compose version of it. That is tiny. Oh God. Scaling's a little weird. Don't try to scale it while you're in here. Let's see. 6443. Okay, whatever. So it's pretty standard. Submit. Oh, I heard it that time. Was that super loud? The dock. Dropping the 5 New Zealand dollars. Ooh, I figured it out. It doesn't like my phone for some reason. Yeah, I only accept donations through Arch Linux based servers. Awesome, man. Thank you for dropping the 5. I don't know. Are they called New Zealand dollars? I appreciate that. Corey, thank you for being my entertainment while I do the dishes. Hey, man, if you want to come over and continue doing some dishes, I will continue to stream. Fair trade. No takesies, backsies. Okay, I'm glad that didn't blow everybody's eardrums out. So, let's see. So we have a not a template. We have a project now. And it's just our Docker Compose. Here's where it stores the YAML. It puts in its own like location. So in config compose file browser, it'll create these, I assume, or compose, it'll create its own location. So if we go in here, and do like, what was it? No, it's in, this is on the host. So it's not within, where would this even be stored? In the, not in the Yacht. This wouldn't be stored in the Yacht container, right? Let me see. By default, these are mapped in the container. Oh, wait. By default, these are mapped in the container to config compose. So these are stored in the Yacht container or in the container. I don't get this. Mapped in the container. Huh? So where? So where is it? It can't be in here. Can I enter the container through here? So I know you can do that in varlib docker. Varlib docker volumes. It is in there. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Gen 2 based servers are okay too. I will accept donations from Gen 2 based servers. Don't you worry, Mr. Heck underscore. Okay, so what's happening is that it's storing all the Docker Compose stuff directly in the Yacht container itself. I thought it would do some type of like host binding and store it directly on the host, but I guess not. Meaning that if you back up a container in that Yacht volume, you still have access to all your templates, which is pretty cool. Interesting. So like, for example, there's our Docker Compose YAML. And yeah, that's exactly what we pasted in. Interesting. Okay. So now I can just deploy it, right? Projects, file browser, controls, up. It's been upped. Okay. So now we should have two. Uh, uh, Restarting. What happened? Where's the logs? Can I not look at the logs? Running Docker Compose start. Uh, oh God. Wait. Okay, so now okay. Kind of broke it a little bit. Why would up not just run it? I think I broke it. The dashboard won't load anymore. I'm trying to give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm trying. Like, where are the logs? Why can't I look at? Eh. Can we stop? Can we kill? Oh, Lordy. Oh, Lordy. I think we, man, I'm trying to like this, but I'm really not liking it. I think there's some good ideas here. The template thing seems kind of cool, with their template variables and whatnot, but not being able to just add your own JSON text to create one is kind of weird. this whole separation, how their compose interface is just way different. And I can't view the logs. And I can't kill it now, apparently. Well, it's there. It's just trying to restart. Yeah. It's not stop. I have to run what? Kill? But stop was a command. My stupid is. Oh, is a Docker container stop container name? Can't remember the syntax. There we go. Okay, now it's stopped. Uh, 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 yeah. I don't know about this, guys. I don't know about Yacht, man. Oof. Adrian UX, welcome back. I installed Debian with Live KVM virtualization via dbootstrap, CLI only. Am I being hardcore? Sounds hardcore. Doing anything with the CLI only is pretty hardcore. Dude, yeah, I think I'm ready to throw in the towel here. This is not. This has some work to do. They have a good, and now, oh wait, no, okay, so still, they have like a good base going. I think with some tweaks and stabilization improvements, this could be really, really useful. But as you can see, we were trying to do some pretty basic stuff, and either A, it doesn't work, B, you can't even do it, or C, it just broke. Can't get back to the dashboard anymore. This still says restarting. Yeah. Yeah, gave it a fair shake. What is this? Viewtify? It might be. It looks exactly like the same template that Scale uses, but yeah, so this is what this application is Yacht. It is a Portainer competitor. So it's a Docker orchestrator, meaning that it's designed to make your life easier when you're running Docker on your system. But as we have found out in the last hour and some odd minutes, it's not the best. Um, it has some cool ideas with these templates, but the what's the word I'm looking for? Execution of everything is lacking to keep it PC. Yeah. So yeah, I think we're done with Yacht, to be honest. that was pretty underwhelming. TBH. So we can move on. I mean, I've only been alive for not even 2 hours yet. So if you guys have any questions or any ideas of what we can jump into, I'm trying to think if there was something else that we can dive into right now. So I want to go for a little bit longer. I don't want to end it on that. That was kind of anticlimactic. So kind of underwhelming. Um, let's see what we got going on. Oh, anybody? I'm sure everyone in here is in the loop about the whole artesian builds drama, right? That was something. It was a good base, but this ain't it. Yeah, I agree. It had a decent base to build upon and it had some good ideas, but it looks like they got to that point in the project where they set out to like kind of do what they wanted to and create a system. And then when it got to actually tweaking it and adding the features that are kind of more of a pain to implement and take a long time, they just said, nah, I'm moving on to the next project, which I am guilty of. Please elaborate on those. Are you really you're not trolling? You don't know what's going on with that? You don't the whole artesian builds. Oh God, I know what I'm talking about here. This whole debacle. Big oof. Yeah, so basically what happened is this guy, not this guy, but well, yeah. So this company, I'd never heard of them before, but like 8 days ago, I think. Well, okay, so what this company is or was, they build custom PCs and they do live streams all the time. And they live stream building PCs and they interact with chat. And one of their big things is that they do like an ambassador program, which is basically like using smaller streamers to promote their products. So, from a lot of people that have been coming out and talking about them, is basically this company will go find streamers that are smaller but kind of have the potential to grow, and they'll go to them and say, "Hey, do you want to be a Artesian Builds ambassador?" All you got to do is like promote us on your stream and and put like a link in your description, and in return we'll give you like 10% off of a PC, and you'll be part of our ambassador program or whatnot. So kind of sleazy, but not too bad. But what happened was in a live stream, you can find this if you just Google Artesian Builds uh, live stream. I'm sure it's everywhere. But what happened was, I'm sure we can just find the clip, honestly. So I might have to go to YouTube for it. But basically what happened was they went live and did a stream where they were giving away a PC for their ambassadors. And all their ambassadors entered or whatever, and they were doing it live on stream, and they did a random roll, and this one streamer came up. Her name was Kia Pia, and immediately he started going through all of her social medias and her streams and everything, and basically live on stream was like, oh, only this many. She doesn't even have like 5,000 across all of her platforms. And then just kept like going on about it. And then the kicker was that he goes, oh, here's the thing. with her ambassador link, she has 0 clicks in the last 2 months or whatever. And then re-rolled, said she couldn't get the free PC that she won because she didn't have big of enough following. And everyone just started shitting on him. And turns out this guy wasn't even paying his taxes, which came out. And now we are sad to announce that effective now, we are freezing, suspending all activities. Ongoing is analysis of outside counseling for reorg and blah, 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 blah. It's basically shut down the company in a week from that live stream. And he took him down, but he made an apology video, and it was so bad. It was awful. Yeah, yeah. He is getting just raked. So, yeah, that was something. That was a whole thing. Yeah, so if I ever give away anything, make sure you guys have enough followers or else. Or else. That's, you gotta have at least 1 million subscribers or you don't get anything. Streamlabs yelled at somebody. What is this? Streamlabs, please refrain from posting links. Interesting. I have at least 1 follower. Well, I guess that's okay. 1 is kind of like 1 million, so close enough. Also, I'm still waiting on my freaking Steam Deck email. So yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, you'll never get a new artesian build PC. So I still haven't gotten the email for my Steam Deck. When I go to look at my reservation, it still says Q1, which means they have until the end of March. So we're not quite at the end of March, but I assumed I was in one of the first waves, but I apparently not, because no Steam Deck, email. What is this? You have a pack? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't. I guess we just wait. This much coin on a Steam Deck? Yeah. Mainly because obviously being a tech YouTube channel, it would be a good video to do. But if I didn't have a tech YouTube channel, no, I wouldn't have bought this at all. I don't game enough to warrant buying this, but considering I have a tech YouTube channel, considering this is one of the hottest tech items coming out this year, I figured I should go in and do the pre-order, and if over the course of since July I had a change of heart, I can always cancel the reservation. But at this point, I figure get it in, review it. If I want to sell it, flip it on eBay, sell it to one of you guys in the Discord if you want it. But Yeah. So another thing going on is Seed is sending me this cool little board. What is this? Zima? How do you spell it? I was pretty pumped when they wanted to send me one of these because it's pretty cool. Zima board 832. World's first hackable. What is this? I guess, okay. Zima is a low-cost single-board server exclusively designed for makers and geeks. I'm not a geek. It has both the expandability of an x86 single-board computer and the appropriate power of a micro server. So, this thing is pretty cool. They're sending me one. Are you gonna? I want just like specs, kind of. So it's really tiny, completely fanless. Um, it is x86 based. Okay, specs. Here we go. It runs. So send me the 832, which is a 4-core Intel N3450 Celeron. 8 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs onboard storage, and 6 watts. So it's a 6-watt x86 4-core board, and it has some pretty decent output too, or I/O. So you get a PCI 2. It's only 2.0, but it's a 4 lanes of PCI 2.0. USB 3.0, 2, so you get dual gigabit ports, dual gigabit LAN ports, and 2 SATA ports, SATA 3 ports, as well as video out, which is pretty freaking cool. So, looks like it retails at $200, which I'm gonna test it as a pfSense replacement router. I think it'll do pretty freaking good at it, and coming in at much cheaper than some other options out there. I think this has the potential to be a cool little device. Zima's tasty with some grenadine in it. Maybe they'll send me a nice bevy too. Do a teardown and rebuild video on it and make some of that back. So do a teardown and break it. If I did a teardown and rebuild live on stream, you know exactly what would happen. I don't need it, but I want it. Dude, story of my life. How I accumulate like 99% of my things. I don't need it, but I want it. It's like these two guys. Why am I building a 32 core 64 thread server? I don't need it, but I wanted to, and it sounded cool. So, plus I already had the case, power supply, and graphics cards necessary, storage necessary. All I had to do was get the chips. The RAM has already come in too. And the motherboard. And I bought 2 really cheap coolers. They were like 20 bucks each on Amazon. And we're going to see how it goes. But that is going to be fun. I might do the server build on a live stream when the parts come in, because I don't really like doing builds for YouTube because it's just a shit ton of footage that I have to edit down, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. So just doing it on live streams is easier because then I can just take my time and hang out and talk with everybody. And then once it's built, then I can do the YouTube video on like what it actually does. So still trying to cross compile pfSense for ARM. Good luck. I just spent $200 on audio equipment. What'd you get? What type of audio equipment you invested in? Tiny is the new giant. Yeah, it's like the smaller you can make it, the more people want it. That's what she said. I got the DF robot router board. Oh, for the CM4, and I don't quite like OpenWRT. I haven't tried OpenWRT. I have a CM4. I've been trying to figure out what to do with it. Sargent, Matt Sargent's back. What did you miss? We gave up on Yacht because it kind of sucks, to be honest. It wasn't that great. It has potential, but one of the problems is that it has been updated in like 10 months with some glaring issues. So that just makes me pretty confident that it is a dead project, which is very confusing because Open Media Vault had it like by default as their Docker orchestrator, which was really strange to me. $130 on the Audient Evo 4. Is that just like a mixer, like a interface thing for your mic? Audient Evo 4, $54 on a microphone and $23 on cables. What is the Audient Evo 4? Okay, is this just like a USB interface, like XLR to USB type thing? Inputs, yeah, XLR to USB, I assume. Yeah, so I use this. This seems to be a pretty popular one, if I can show it. This is a Focusrite Scarlett 2 something, 212i or something. I don't know. This thing is pretty nifty. USB out, XLR in. Works well for me. Oh God, we just started talking about audio and Mitch has to hop in. Mitch, how much you spend on audio equipment this month? Over under 1,000. Going maybe it was a down month for you, dude. Maybe you're under 1,000. J Rock, what up? Welcome. Well, if we tell them our latest buys, yeah, man, we're kind of just chilling. Our yacht tryout kind of, because it wasn't very, it wasn't even worth continuing to use considering the issues I had with some of the really basic things. So figured cut it off, hang out, we can talk about whatever comes up. So that's kind of what we're doing now. But J-Rock says, I bought a 2012 Leon Lee case, mini ATX, that has 4 3.5-inch bays with a mounting plate for more hard drives, mini server, $75 used in perfect condition, original cost, $200. Yeah, it's like cases, it doesn't really matter how old they are, the only thing you're getting with newer cases that you weren't getting back then is, USB 3 built into the front header, or like tempered glass, which wasn't really a thing or wasn't too popular back in the day. But for the most part, if you get a case, doesn't matter how old it is, if it's in good condition, as long as it's ATX compatible, you're freaking good. What am I missing? Focusrites are fabulous decks. Yeah, this is when I was looking up, when I first started my YouTube channel, I bought it because I thought I would use it more. That was like one of the most popular ones. What do you guys think about the Synology boxes? I think they're really, really awesome um, for beginners. I'm actually talking with one of my friends right now, um, who got one. Uh, he has one. He's a photographer, videographer, professional, and he was asking me about what type of setup he should go with. And my immediate instinct was like, build your own home server, man. Like, do like TrueNAS Scale or TrueNAS Core and throw a bunch of drives at, use ZFS and blah, blah, blah. And then, you got to take a step back and think, not everybody wants to build their own home server or build their own server in general or do everything manually. A lot of people just want something. I want to buy it. I want to throw the drives in and be as easy as possible. So that's what I recommended to him. Go with Synology. And he's currently setting that up now. But conveniently, as we're talking about this, he's having an issue connecting to it, maybe? Let's see. Saying IP address and quick connect are not supported. Please sign with a valid domain address over HTTPS. That is weird. So what I'm going to tell him to do is so it looks like it's yelling at him for not using HTTPS. So let me see if this resolves his issue. Port 501, I think, right? Yes, looks right. Let's see. Um, been pretty chill. Only a few hundred since Christmas. Got some pads and cables and such. Dude, you haven't bought any multi-thousand-dollar headphones since Christmas? What is wrong with you, dude? My microphone is the blue Snowball at the moment, dude. I used to use. I didn't have the Snowball. I had the Yeti, the other one, like the really girthy like penis one. That one. Um, my interface is at M Audio. They have nearly zero latency. I am not an audio person by any stretch. So I couldn't tell you the best. I just tell you what I'm using. I was able to fix that with yeah, it picks up too much. So yeah, if it's picking up your, so what? There's condenser mics and there's like the condenser ones are that are very like you need to be really close like high impedance, right? And then there's the other ones, not condenser, but the other ones. I think that's what a lot of people use. That's why you see a lot of like podcasters and streamers with their mic like right here, like talking like into the mic. Like their mouth is literally on the mic. SMB7. Yeah, the Shure SMB7 is like the podcast mic. It's what everybody freaking uses. And yeah, for sure recommended. I've never had one. I don't do many. Well, I guess if I did, well, I do like I was gonna say I don't do many live streams, but the mic I'm using for my YouTube videos, I also use for live streaming, and it seems to work pretty well. So I have no reason to get a separate mic for like live streams or even for YouTube. So this mic works pretty freaking well. I'm running out of shit to buy that's less than my net worth. Need to graduate. Dude, how much longer before you're done with school? Mark finished school before you did, dude. How did that happen? How did you let Mark finish school before you? He's got a PhD. Oh, what did I miss? Who did I miss? Shudong says, my wife used an Audio-Technica AT4040 for streaming. Sounds amazing. Audio-Technica makes good stuff. My favorite headphones are Audio-Technicas. Uh, let's see. I think they're down here. Yeah. The Audio-Technica ATH M50s, M50S, whatever. I've had them so long, the headband wore out, like it was falling apart. Like the it's not rubber, but the texture covering the foam basically just disintegrated. So I bought a custom strap that goes over it. But these headphones are fantastic for the price. Yes, Mitch, I know they're not $3,000 headphones, but they're good. I've got the Rode NT1A. I'm using a Rode NTG4 Plus. That is my main microphone, pretty much my only microphone that I use for YouTube. When I'm doing like stuff like not in my office, I use a combination of the Sony microphone. I can't remember the model of this one. It's the one that comes with the XLR kit and with the it doesn't come with the FX3, but the one that's paired with the XLR kit. This is the ECM XM1. So I use this, and I use the Rode Video or the Rode Go microphones, the lavalier kits. So these little dudes, they're pretty freaking convenient. So yeah, that's my audio setup for YouTube. Ow, shit. A little over a year. I worked for 5 years before I went back. Yeah, I know, but still, dude, you're about to be like 40 years old. I'm kidding. MX50X, yeah, I know. Yeah, they're all right. Two pairs of Sony studio monitors from the late 90s, and they still sound amazing. I feel like audio is one of those things too, where like vintage stuff is um a lot of times it's not even coveted for its collectability. Like in some niches, you collect old things because not because they're still useful, but because they're nostalgic. I feel like in audio, people still want older things just because they like the sound stage of it and they liked how it sounded. And they'll actually still use it. Be right back. Union allocated smoke brick. Nice. BRB. Gotta wait for Alan. I gotta figure out how to fix my Quiet Comfort 35 to use the right ear dot. That sucks. I used to have a pair of QC. I can't remember if they were 25s or 35s. I think they were 35s. Adrian, do you know the Steam Deck equivalent in a small enclosure, something energy efficient? Do you mean like desktop? So what would be comparable to a Steam Deck in terms of a desktop? Is that what you're asking? Or in terms of a handheld? Lav mics are great for video, yeah. Super convenient. I just packed up an Arc. Oh, it's making me burp. I just picked up an Arc MK2 headphone amp and a Beyerdynamic DT900 Pro X headphones. I've seen a lot of, I feel like Beyerdynamic was like, when I was researching headphones to get, it was between the Audio Technicas and the Beyerdynamic. I think they were the 800s, maybe. Very impressed so far. Downstage is great. Hear footsteps directions really well. Great for PUBG. Yeah, I've heard great things about Beyerdynamic too. Do you think the Zima board will be too underpowered for TrueNAS scale install? We can find out. I think it'll be cutting it for sure with its 1.1 gigahertz 4-core processor and 8 gigs of RAM. It does have SATA built in, as well as a PCI, as 4 PCI 2.0 lanes. Maybe it'll work. I think it'll definitely be underpowered, but too underpowered? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Buy the AKG K371s if you're looking for budget cans, or the Sennheiser HD 560s. Jason, I'm 41 this Friday. Well, happy early birthday. The big 4-1, the most prestigious birthday. 41, everyone knows that is the golden, the best birthday. It's 41. So congratulations. Good audio equipment will never become bad. I feel like that's very true. So don't get me started on vintage audio. I have a problem, dude. We all have problems when it comes to collecting or in hobbies. I just hope my next hobby, whatever it is, I hope it's cheap, man. I'm tired of this tech and cameras hobby because it's so expensive. Can you pass a GPU to the Plex plugin on TrueNAS? I have heard mixed things about it. I've not tried it personally, but I've seen very differing results from people that have said they have got it working, and some people are claiming they've tried everything and that it's impossible. So I wish I could provide some type of insight other than that, but I personally have not tried it. So it'd be worth checking out the TrueNAS Scale Discord or forums. They're very active over there. So I'm sure they'd be more than open to helping you do that, or at least answering the question to find out if someone has done it. Rock collecting. I feel like with my luck though, if I got into rock collecting, I would find this obscure, ridiculous niche part of it where they're selling rocks for like thousands of dollars, and I'd be like, yes, I need these. We need to get into chess. Bro, you see how expensive chessboards can get? We need to find something like truly, what is a truly cheap hobby? Like, like you could get into like running. You could be healthy and it doesn't cost anything. Running can be my hobby. But I hate running, so that's not going to happen. Oh, so I'll let you in on. So speaking of, I'm pumped that they're sending me this thing because I'm really excited about getting this in and using it because this looks like a fun little board to mess around with. So remember when I did the video on the Remember when I did the video on the 7-inch Raspberry Pi portable screen thing? So I did that video and it performed okay. Then the same guy emailed me and was like, hey, we're coming out with a new one, a 10-inch version of it. Do you want one of those? We can send you one and you can make a video on it. And I replied to him, I said, yeah, that's, I mean, I said, yeah, or the device sounds cool, but I don't think that it's different enough to where it warrants me making an entire another video on it. But I'll certainly shout you guys out like on Twitter or something, letting everybody know that it's coming out. And then like a month went by, and then he emailed me and said, okay, we're going to ship you out the 10-inch screen. Let us know when the video will be ready. And I didn't reply. And then the next day he sent me a shipping confirmation number. And now I have this 10-inch version of it that I don't really want. So, yeah, it's literally the same thing except bigger. So he's going to be kind of disappointed when he's wondering where the video is and asks me where it is. And I have to tell him, dude, I told you I'm not making a video and that I don't want this thing. So that's on you, homie. Running, bad for your knees. I've been doing the elliptical at the gym. It's like running, but doesn't hurt your knees. It's pretty dope. Building super, Jesus. Casa OS is an early but active Docker management interface that's associated with the Zima board that may be worth looking at. Casa OS. Why does that sound familiar? I feel like they said something about this on. Ooh, this looks clean. Yeah, I think this is what they sent me. They said something about Casa OS in their email. Looks clean. For home cloud hackers. Well, I'm definitely not that, but okay. This would be pretty cool. Yeah, once I get my hands on it, I'll be messing around with it for sure. Sasquatch. App. Okay, I'm just gonna go Glenn Copeland. What are your thoughts on using Protect LI? What is this? Protect LI VP 20. Oh, it's a hardware device. 4-port Intel Celeron. I'm using this for PF Sense right now, but want to instead use this build for Proxmox, multiple VMs containers for a few different uses, PF Sense, Pi-hole, etc. 4-port Intel Celeron J4125. What specs are on the Celeron J4125? Is that dual core? Oh no, 4 cores. Okay. What are we looking at here? 4 cores, 4 threads, 2 gigahertz base frequency, turbo to 2.7, 10 watt TDP. Yeah, I mean, you could throw a couple of VMs on it. I mean, it's only 4 cores, 4 threads. I assume it has 8 gigs of RAM. You can certainly throw Proxmox on and give it a shot. Those are about the minimum specs I would recommend for going with like a modern hypervisor setup. But again, that's completely up to you. If you're planning to run Pi-hole is not very resource heavy, so I don't think you'll have a problem there. PF Sense runs on very minimal hardware too, so I think you could be fine. I mean, try it, go for it. I don't see a problem with it. Just temper your expectations, obviously, with a low power system like that when you're installing a hypervisor on it. So I would sincerely suggest containerizing what you're able to in order to reduce your footprint. So yeah, within Proxmox, I would, instead of going directly into VMs, like what I did today, go with a container. That's going to be much more lightweight than spinning up a dedicated VM. It's going to run on the host kernel and kind of share resources. So definitely recommend containerizing. You can containerize your Docker install and go about it that way and be super efficient. But yeah, I mean, it's worth a shot. What else? What else do I have going on? The Zima board, I'm really pumped to get that in. They just emailed me saying that that's been shipped out, so that is cool. Oh, I told you guys about this a while ago. That group that wanted to send me, it's a Kickstarter. It's like a crypto-based NAS system. They got back to me and asked if we could set up a call to discuss it. And I told them I'm free Friday if they want to talk. So I'm waiting for a response from them about that. It's called Functionland. So it's kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about it yet, but I guess that's what the talk is going to be about. Yeah, it's the box by Functionland. Where's the actual... Yeah, it's this thing. Really weird. I assume this is just a render and not what it's actually going to look like. Although this looks kind of cool, but don't think that's what it's actually going to look like. So I'm very confused as to what the whole premise of this thing is, but they contacted me and wanted to discuss it. So it says, own your data. Power is put back into your hands. Your data is your property and yours alone. Your photos, files, data is fully encrypted. Only you can access your data. That is no different than setting up an encrypted pool on your own TrueNAS system. So why this needs crypto and decentralized stuff, I don't know. Take back control. Apps without ads or subscription box gives you private cloud storage, no ads, no tracking, no subscription fees. Again, you can set this up directly through, you could use many open source file browsing systems to do this. Some are better than others. You can use File Browser, you can use Nextcloud, you can use Dropbox, you can, I'm sure there's many other file hosting systems you can use out there that are free and open source. So again, I don't know. Earn crypto. Box earns tokens by providing backups and resources to others on the network. Backup or use cloud services. Box pays. So I guess that is the appeal of this. It's a kind of a decentralized network where, but in this, I don't see how it's decentralized. I guess they don't say it's decentralized, because if their data is stored directly on your box, I don't know. It sounds like a coin I used to, SIA coin, SIA, where you could kind of stake your hard drive space and people could pay to like rent it. It sounds exactly like that. I don't know that I understand the appeal of it other than hosting your storage space to earn crypto, but again, I don't trust somebody else to host my files. So what if their internet goes out or they pull the plug on this and decide they don't want to do it anymore? I don't understand how. There's got to be more to it. This like network of boxes, it's got to be some type of decentralized way of doing it. Our hardware is an open source platform, modular, plug and play design, standard dimensions. Standard dimensions. What about this looks standard? It looks like USB-C, but this does not look standard at all. Oh, standardized dimensions, meaning that they've standardized the dimensions they're going to use for this. Trusted partners. I have heard of none of those. Launching on Kickstarter soon. So, yeah. That is, we'll see. What's in the box? What's in the box? Apples to oranges. Yeah, it's a basic comparison. Using the IPFS, you can pin content to your node for easier access over the network, and you can get paid for hosting other content on your node for dependable access. I don't know, dude. I mean, again, I don't claim to be the smartest guy or an expert on any of this, so I'm asking the questions that my simple brain is not understanding about this. So when I don't understand things, I ask questions as opposed to just assuming everything here is legit, especially in the crypto world where so many things are not legit. Plain HTTP request was. So yeah, I don't know. It's certainly interesting, if anything. Text out the bingo for a cash grab. It might be. It might very well be a cash grab. Because until I see actual functioning hardware and demos, I am a little skeptical. But again, it sounds like a cool concept. And I'm not just going to write them off just because of it being crypto. People are actively trying to make crypto useful, and I will give them their opportunity to prove it. So we'll see. it looks like a cool concept, and if it ends up being a cash grab, total BS thing, then, you know, it won't be the first, it won't be the last. It says the exact well, how they're protected. Yeah, it says how they're encrypted, but how they're protected, I don't know. How they're actually stored, if it's decentralized across the crypto thing, the the ledger, whatever you want to call it. Why are we getting an error here? Let me look up why. So he's getting an error trying to sign into a Synology thing. IP addresses and quick connect are not supported. Oh, it's through quick connect. So it should just work. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, I did a short bit of research after your first minute, and from what I can gather, it looks pretty neat if it can gain traction. Yeah, that's another thing. It seems like it's very dependent on other people using it as well for it to succeed. So there's no need to make it look like that and have renders of a box like that when all you need is a storage box. I agree. It looks cool, which I think is just a render for marketing purposes. I don't think that's what it's actually going to look like if it is. And it uses their weird proprietary standardized hard drive things, then it's kind of weird. Yeah, don't ever claim hacker proof on your shit. That's only going to incentivize people to try to hack it. I think the hardware itself is set up to use expansion modules from the framework laptop at least. Oh, framework laptop, at least the pictures. Yeah, it does look like the expansion modules from the framework laptop, but again, why not use the already worldwide used standard 3.5 inch hard drive SATA standard? Yeah, potential, it has potential, but like I said, we'll see. We will see though. So I did order okay, he's in. Um what was I saying? Oh, I bought, so I have this set up. This is my main PC editing station. And this I have my streaming YouTube station. And right here, this is where I do my work from home, but I don't have like a monitor set up here. So I ordered a cool like monitor stand with also a laptop kind of arm attachment that comes in tomorrow. I'm super pumped about that. I can do work from home stuff on as well as mess around with my MacBook because I have a Thunderbolt dock that I want to play around with, so that'll be fun. What else? What else? What else? Um, anything else going on? TP-Link is sending me uh some Wi-Fi mesh system that I might install at my house, but I'm trying to get installed at one of my friend's house because he has a bigger house and it would make more sense to do it over there. So my house is pretty fine being covered by a single access point. So I don't really have a huge need for a mesh system, but I told them I'd do a video on it. So they're sending me one, I think some cameras. So that'll be interesting. I want to throw out some tutorial slash like walkthrough videos soon. So I'm going to be doing a PF Sense one, a walkthrough of my PF Sense setup. I want to try a new hypervisor. So it'll either be ESXi or XCP-NG. We'll see. What else is coming up? Oh, I have a Raspberry Pi 02 coming in that I'm going to do a video like world's smallest home server. So we're going to see what we can run using a Raspberry Pi Zero as a complete home server. That'll be entertaining to do. So that comes in. It was supposed to come in yesterday from eBay. And it was supposed to come in yesterday, but when I look at the tracking, it's just kind of hasn't been updated in a few days, so I don't know what's going on with it. The last update was from March 3rd. It could very well be lost. So maybe that video won't be coming very soon. You don't need a mesh system. That is very correct, but they're very convenient for people that have larger houses. But yeah, I don't need one. I could install one and it would be cool. I would get better coverage in certain places, but hell, might as well do a setup video for the user base. I'm sure someone is looking. Yeah, no, I'm going to do a setup. If you're talking about the mesh system, for sure. That's the whole point of it. I just did a mesh setup video that I have to finish editing. A lot of it's done editing. I just have to film my like final thoughts that I'll probably do tomorrow and post Friday because that's pretty much done, almost done being edited. It is a mesh system from Mesh Force. Like $200. Comes with three. It's under $200, and it comes with three routers, satellite routers or hubs, and it works pretty well. So that video is coming out soon. So we'll see. We'll see what goes on with that. Has anybody but Jeff Geerling been able to get their hands on this Raspberry Compute Module 4s? I would like to see a server build on multiple Pi Compute 4 systems. Yeah, I have one. I don't have any boards to go along with it. I have two, but one is accounted for. Someone is buying one, and the other one is somewhere. I don't know where I put it, to be honest. Possibly in here. Possibly in here. No. Possibly. No. I don't know what I did with the other CM4. It's around here somewhere. It might be in my Raspberry Pi box in the other room. I don't feel like looking for it, but I know I have one. I just don't have a board. I haven't decided what I actually want to do with it yet, so it's kind of just hanging out. Cal Braun says my Starlink dish gets here Monday. Woot woot. Woot woot for sure, dude. That is exciting. Starlink has been a lifesaver for a lot of people. I know that. So, depending on what your current internet situation is, that is probably or could be a huge, huge upgrade for your internet using needs. Still waiting to get more 8 GB ones. I really want to try making a multi-node Blade server. Yeah, imagine how many freaking compute modules you could fit into a freaking 1U Blade server. That would be freaking insane. Survivor was on tonight. Hurry up, uploader. Sonar is waiting. You gotta wait for them. Those feeds to frickin' to update. Get your Survivor on. Oh, Mr. Matt Sargent already has Starlink. What so with Starlink, what were you getting? So I guess it depends. So I know people who have gotten it because they just have like they live in like not a live in a decent area that has like decent internet service providers, but they're all pretty crappy. So they've just gotten it because it was cool for the most part. But I know a lot of people have gotten it because they literally have like no internet options, and this is Starlink has been an insane um, lifesaver because when you're out in the middle of nowhere with no real internet service providers, there are a couple of satellite internet service providers that charge over $100 a month and give you like 2 MB down or something. Starlink is like 100 up, 100 down from anywhere, assuming you're in their coverage area. That is nuts. Uh-oh, somebody zap Leonard. Leonard Halterman, zap him. Do. Maybe 10. I'm in a 3D printed 1U setup. I think one of those is coming soon. I know Jeff Geerling said something about that on his last video about, maybe it wasn't his video, maybe tweeted out something about how, because somebody tweeted out about the Argon Neo and turning it into a NAS. And basically, he expressed the concern a lot of people have with the Pi 4 and that it doesn't have any PCI lanes. And using the CM4, you at least have access to direct PCI lanes, which would give you, theoretically, could give you SATA, direct SATA access instead of going over USB, which would be really, really cool. So I think he said something about that's coming. I backed the Pi box, Pi CM4 NAS thing mentioned by Jeff Geerling in one of his videos on Kickstarter and expecting to show up later this month. That sounds cool. Is it this? Oh, he did. I remember this. Oh, okay. It does 2.5 inch, right? Two 2.5 inch drives. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so tiny. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I work for a utility. We are installing uh NGPON2 next week for testing. I will then have 10 gig Ethernet. Hey, I work for a utility too. NGPON, I don't know what that is. Maybe I'm completely oblivious. Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin. I guess that is like a super rural area. Damn, deleted, reported, and put in and hidden. The doc. Freaking no prisoners, man. Took that dude out quick. I want to sell my house and move into the country, but I can't leave my gigabit fiber, dude. I had gigabit fiber till I had to move in with the fiance. Her house didn't have fiber, so now we're stuck with cable, internet. No, it's not. We had a couple of months where it was awful. Um, it was just dropping out sporadically until I bought a third party modem and that fixed it right up. So it's not terrible. We get 1,000 down and like 40 up, which is a lot better than, a lot of people have it. But man, when I had fiber at my old house, having 1,000 down and 1,000 up all the time was freaking sweet. My dad was born in Sturgeon Bay. Look at that small world. Okay, further on, it makes sense to get it earlier. However, we tried taking it a few miles away to a friend's house. I heard the geofence lock was removed. Did they remove the geofence thing? That'd be surprising, but cool. The 2 gigabit or dude, yeah. I saw some people tweet out they got freaking 2 gig fiber. Like, dude, that would be so freaking cool to have. Not that I could use it, make use of all of it, but dude, having 2 gig or even 1 gig up and down and hosting my file server and being able to just download all my files and upload files with over a gig speed. Jesus Christ, that would be so cool. Some places get the 8 gig. What? I know what is Linus has some like fat deal with their local ISP and gets like 5 up and down or 10 up and down, something really ridiculously stupid. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Yeah, I agree. I don't need it, but I would 100% buy it if we got access to 2 gig. Next week is 10 gig for me. I hope you mean like 10 gig LAN, like within your house, or you mean like you can get 10 gig ISP connection? If so, bruh, that sounds insane. I don't even, oh my God, that'd be so cool. 10 gig, oh my God, what? I'm so freaking, all right, I'm not even jealous at all. I'm just kidding. That doesn't even sound cool at all. Whatever. Not even mad. Not even mad. Don't care. Whatever. Just whatever. Here are the options for hyperfiber are 4, 2, 4, and where do you guys live? What is this? 10 gig, dude. You could run a freaking, you could run like a server farm. like web hosting, like massive web hosting out of your basement. Dude, 10 gig, 10 gig up and down would be hilarious, dude. I would go see how many freaking 10 gig but 250 gig a month cap. You're trolling. Is that real? There's no way you're trolling. Central Washington. Now I know where I got a freaking. Oh yeah, docks in New Zealand. That doesn't count. I can't move that far away. Oh my God. 10 gig. 10 gig just local LAN is nutty. Not that anything can. Not that you're going to get 10 gig speeds out of like any one thing downloading or uploading. Like, because servers aren't going to. No servers are going to give you straight 10 gigs worth of bandwidth directly to your house. Like if you're trying to download something from Steam, that's not going to happen. But the combine, just having 10 gigs of total throughput is hilarious, especially with like hosting data for other people. Actually, ISP restricts running servers for commercial. Yeah, I figured they had to have some stipulation in there to where they see if you're freaking throttling, having like 5 gigs uploaded constantly, they're going to be like, hey, what you going on? I need to grab my life jacket. Brett's excited about that 10 gig. Dude, don't worry. Put your rain boots on. You'll be all right. Get you some dry socks. Yeah, they monitor the uplink. Yeah, for sure. Man, that just sounds dope. But um, I told my buddy I'd help him out. We're finishing setting up his Synology device. He got the big old 8-port one. So he got 8 drive bay Synology system, and he completely filled it up with 12 terabyte drives. So we're going to set him up with a RAID 6 setup. So 6 data drives, 2 parity drives, giving him freaking 12, 24, 36, 72 terabytes worth of usable storage, which is going to be awesome. And he also got an NVMe drive, a 500 gigabyte NVMe drive to use as cache. And he also got the 10 gig PCI NIC to throw in there as well. So he is going to be completely set. Yeah, 72 gigs of usable storage. Yeah, he does photography and videography professionally. So, and he, like I said before, he's not like super tech savvy dude who wants to like build his own home server and do it all like manually. So that's why we went with the Synology stuff. And before he was just storing all of his stuff on external hard drives, and he just had like a stack of them. So I was like, man, we gotta set you up with something freaking usable. Synology does not use ZFS. No, they're low powered systems. I think his has like 4 gigs of RAM or maybe 8. They use, I think you can choose between like ButterFS or XFS. So we're using ButterFS for his system. So yes, building the drives isn't like building the pools isn't like ZFS. It's not done in like 30 seconds. So this one's probably gonna take about a day, if not longer, to build up this drive. So we're gonna go about doing it tonight, and hopefully, his goal is by the end of the week to have him completely set up to where it's working and ready to go. So I got to hop on a call with him. So we're gonna wind it up here. I appreciate everybody stopping by. all the regulars in here. Mr. Heck underscore the doc, of course. Mitch, Q. Who else? Of course, Alan, Matt Sargent, CM Noor has been around quite a few times. Mr. Patrick Fleming, Shoe Donk, quite a regular in here. Who else am I missing? Any other regulars in here? We got some new people. Mr. Sasquatch, Mr. Glenn Copeland is in the house. Yeah, don't forget with the 321. Yeah, we're gonna get them to the 321 eventually. Don't worry. Who else? We've had some people hop in and out, so if you're still around, I appreciate you coming in. If you're gone, then I retroactively thank you for joining. But that is going to be it for me. Look forward to the next video. Should be out in the next couple of days. I have some really cool projects that are coming in the next couple of weeks, so make sure you're subscribed. Join the Discord. Link is down in the description below. It's pretty much like these live streams. I'm always in them, hanging out. If you have questions, don't hesitate to ask. Nobody in there is going to make you feel bad for asking simple questions or whatever. If they do, they will certainly get kicked out, because that is one thing I hate about certain forums and certain Discord servers I've been a part of, is you're afraid to ask questions. So, yeah. Anything down below, just check the description. I don't know, there's some stuff down there for supporting the channel or Discord or whatever, subscribing. But yeah, that is it. Last few messages. 321 rule, we got it. Mitch Duhan, Heart's back. It's been a lot of fun. I agree. This has been we learned that, yeah, it kind of sucks. So that's what I always do at the end of stream. What did we learn during the stream? I don't think we learned much in terms of useful knowledge that we can carry forward, other than that Yacht isn't really a usable Docker orchestrator right now, unless a developer picks it back up. But I won't be using that anytime in the near future. But yeah, I also learned that people have really good internet in other places. But that is it. Thank you guys all. David D. Camelia, thank you for the last parting farewell. I appreciate all of you guys. I will see you in the next one. Shudonk, do a Mac OS Proxmox vid, please. Noted. I will put it on my list, my growing list of videos to do. But I am out. See you guys next time.